Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Own the Moment podcast. My name is TJ Lasig. I'm your host here at OTM, and we are coming off NBA opening week. And with that, the launch of this season of NBA Top Shot. With the season tipping off, Top Shot made quite the splash in the first week. Rolled out with a fun, hype intro video, launched some challenges with over $12,000 in prizes, and published 3 blog posts throughout last week that really kind of outlined clear areas of focus for the product heading into this season. Overall, thought it was a well planned, well executed, and fun launch. In this podcast, we're going to summarize everything that happened in the past week and break down what you can expect from NBA Top Shot heading into this season. I also posted all of this info via a thread over on the X platform, so make sure you're giving me a follow there at TJL5124DFS. I'll be continuing to post these kind of updates and threads on a weekly basis. So for everything that you need to know about Top Shot, make sure you're giving me a follow there. Again, at TJL5124DFS over on X. And before we dive into the podcast here, also wanted to share some exciting news that free hoops with Dapper Balance prizes is coming soon. That's right, completely free to play with Dapper prizing coming to you soon. Join us this Thursday, November 2nd, in our Discord. We're going to have our monthly town hall where we will share more details about the hoops contests, but excited to be bringing that back. And for people that are not familiar, hoops is our fantasy basketball game where you use your NBA Top Shot moments to create a lineup and compete against other collectors. So you can go ahead and check that out over at otmnft.com/hoops and join us 4 p.m. Eastern time this Thursday in the Discord for the November Town Hall, where we'll talk about some more details there. All right, let's dive on in. So, of course, the NBA season began last Tuesday, and so did the launch of NBA Top Shot for this season. So, Tuesday afternoon, they kind of launched out with this intro hype video from the NBA Top Shot account on X. Also had coordinated posts from both Roham and Jacob to go along with it. So, love to see the kind of well planned, well coordinated communications coming out. And for those that did not see the hype video, definitely recommend you check it out. It's the pinned post over on the NBA Top Shot account. But I'll also quickly go through the transcript here. We've got a revamped collectible for a revamped experience. Premium rewards airdropped weekly to collectors. Exclusive rewards tied to upcoming sets. Revamped community programs connecting like-minded fans around the world. A new way to play with your collectibles tied to NBA action. This is one that I know people are excited about and that the team has teased. A new way to play with your collectibles is coming this season. We also have the first one-of-one moments in Top Shot history going to be reserved for top rookies, really leaning into the Wemby mania there, and so much more. First drop is going to be in early November, and it's going to feature Top Shot debuts from the likes of Scott Henderson, Chet Holmgren, Brandon Miller, the Thompson twins, and of course, Victor Wembanyama. The 2023-24 season is here, and Top Shot is ready to go. So there we have it. That was the hype video that they launched. And then immediately after, they posted their $10,000 opening day challenge. In this challenge, you had to predict the leader in points, assists, and rebounds for the opening night. And nobody got it right, which was kind of funny in a way. 0 collectors properly guessed this. And so then as a result, the Top Shot team carried it over to Thursday, where now you had to predict the leading scorer on all 4 teams that played the Thursday night games. People did properly predict this one, and 170 collectors ended up completing the challenge and split the $12,000 and 23 in Top Shot balance. That's basically $70 per person. So nice win for those collectors there. Good to see Top Shot coming out the gate swinging with some fun challenges. And then they also proceeded to have a rare and legendary only challenge. So definitely seeing that become a theme. But one of the things that I really liked then was that every single day from Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, Top Shot posted a new blog, which, again, that kind of coordinated communication I personally was a big fan of. And in these blogs, they also really leaned into, what I'm viewing as three core themes for this season. And those three themes are: number one, build the best collectible with scarcity in mind. Number two, provide utility for your moments. And number three, build the best community in sports. Nice, clear messaging here, which again, I really appreciate. And throughout all of the communications, you can see this focus on scarcity, utility, community. Love to see the team laser focusing onto each of those. And in this podcast, we'll kind of quickly summarize each of these blogs that came out. So, blog number one was titled A Revamped Collectible for a Revamped Experience. This is where they really dove into scarcity and kind of broke down the roadmap in terms of the scarcity rules for the season. This is where we see things like rookie debuts being minted to 4,000, base set moments being minted to 8,000, a couple other specifics on a few of the sets, and talking about rare and legendary moments. So the max mint count for rares is going to be out of 699, and then the max mint count for legendaries is out of 89. So making sure that they are focused on scarcity when it comes to these rare moments, when it comes to these legendary moments, can see, the intention there. Of course, the philosophy being that more scarcity leads to a better collectible overall. So you can see, again, team focusing there. Also talked through how Tuesdays are going to be the day for Top Shot. And every Tuesday, it sounds like, or maybe most Tuesdays, there's going to be a new pack drop. With the new pack drop, there's also going to be a challenge to go along with it. So make sure you are earmarking those calendars for Tuesdays. Top Shot going to be taking on over, dropping packs, dropping new challenges, all of that good stuff. And then also, along with that, any unsold supply from these weekly packs will be burned after 1 week. Also, that again, focus on scarcity with the theory that in turn will increase the collectible value of our moments. So that was blog number one, around being the best collectible, around scarcity. That leads us to blog number two. This one was titled More Ways Than Ever to Use Your NBA Moments. And this is where we really dive into the utility side of things when it comes to NBA Top Shot. The blog started off by kind of going through the list of perks for locking moments in this upcoming season, talked through some airdrops, some end of year rewards and airdrops, some locked sets rewards. The player and team leaderboards come into play here. So you can go into the blog to kind of get into all of the specifics, but definitely a focus on rewarding those collectors that do indeed lock their moments. There's also mention of expert challenges for rare and legendary sets. So these seem like fun ones for those that are collecting in the rare and legendary tiers. There's also going to be some kind of new concept where you can burn existing rare and legendary moments to update your collection. Basically trying to find ways to make sure that the moments that you already own have utility. You can hold on to them if you want to, but you can also burn them with the opportunity to update your collection, maybe to newer rare and legendary moments. So we'll stay tuned for more details on that. And then I think the kind of headliner is the new way to play with your moments is coming. It's going to tie your collection to real life NBA performances more naturally than ever. And in the blog post, they talked about how they used key learnings from the past to inform a more sustainable game design. And look, I know we all love the gamification. So excited to see what this new way to play with your moments is going to look like. I imagine that we will be finding out more of that soon. But this was really the summation of Blog 2, talking about utility. And that's one of the beautiful things about digital collectibles, right? Is that you can have that utility added on top of the inherent collectible nature. It's one of the main things that differentiates digital collectibles from cardboard, and can definitely see the Top Shot team leaning into utility for this upcoming season. And this leads us to blog number 3. This one was titled The Best Community in Sports. This has been a theme that we're starting to see in the messaging, this idea that Top Shot wants to build the best community in sports around these collectibles, around this collecting experience. And within this, where there was kind of 3 buckets. We have the team captains and team communities. We have the Nine Lives Lounge. And then we have a fun update on the mobile app and the marketplace. So, first, from the captains program perspective, 10% of all marketplace fees are going to go to that respective team captain's budget, right? So, I'm a Philadelphia 76ers fan. Every time a 76ers moment is transacted on Top Shot, 10% of those marketplace fees are going to the Sixers team community budget. I think this is a really creative solution for the team captains. I think it's sustainable because it directly aligns with the sales that are happening. It directly aligns with the size of the market for the individual teams. I understand that maybe, not maybe, that this is not going to have the same volume of dollars into the team communities maybe as before, but I think that makes sense, right? I think that makes sense. I think it makes sense to have the kind of incentives aligned between sales on the platform and between the money that gets invested into these team communities. So I personally think that it's a nice creative solution, and it's great to see that we are going to continue supporting these team communities. It's been one of the coolest things in Top Shot. We also have mention of the Nine Lives Lounge continuing to receive report. For anybody watching on YouTube, I'm repping the Cool Cats hoodie as we speak. Yours truly is a Nine Lives Lounge member. So shout out to me and all the other members of the NLL. But NLL going to continue receiving support throughout the regular season. Don't know exactly what that means or in what capacity, but something NLL related will indeed be a part of the Top Shot experience. And then the last one is definitely a big one, and that is that the marketplace is coming to the mobile app. So to date, you have not been able to actually buy and sell Top Shot moments within the app, and that is changing. That's actually, I think, effective immediately. There are people out there beta testing the marketplace within the app. We've heard lots of talk about the app in different ways. We've heard talks even beyond Top Shot with the Flow ecosystem about the focus on mobile and taking Web3 mobile. The Top Shot app is honestly a really cool, slick, highly usable app. Adding the marketplace to that is huge for liquidity. And this is definitely a massive part of the play in terms of onboarding and bringing on new users. So, with this kind of best community in sports, you see the focus A on the existing community and providing support for the existing community, and then B, focusing on things like the mobile app to set the platform up to onboard the next wave of new users. And there we have it. As I said at the top of the show, I really did think that this launch was well planned, well executed, and a ton of fun. To kind of summarize and give some of the key takeaways, first off, this focus on 3 things, right? Scarcity, utility, community. We saw it in messaging from Roham. We saw it in messaging from Jacob. We saw it in deep detail in each of the blogs. Scarcity, utility, community seem to be the three things that the Top Shot team is leaning into for this season. And if you're asking me, I think those are the exact three right things to be leaning into. So love to see that. Another takeaway, the first drop is coming early November. I'm recording this podcast right now on October 30th. So early November soon. Early November starts later this week and continues in the coming week. So I imagine we're going to be hearing very soon about when the first NBA Top Shot drop will be for this season. Beyond that, we can expect weekly drops on Tuesday, and they will be launched along with a challenge where you have to use the moments from the drop in the challenge. We also, again, have this new way to play with your moments coming. We don't know exactly what that's going to be, but I'm excited about it. I think the rest of the community is exciting about it. And then lastly, to reiterate, the mobile app marketplace is coming this season, already in testing for certain users, going to be a big part of the setting up the platform for mass onboarding. So tons of focus on the Top Shot app. If you haven't already downloaded the Top Shot app, go ahead and check that out. And there we have it. Fun first week in the NBA. Top Shot off to a hot start. Free hoops coming to you soon. And I am going to continue providing updates like this on a weekly basis. Follow me over on the X platform at TJL5124DFS. Plenty more content coming soon. See you all at the town hall on Thursday, 4 p.m. Eastern Time, November 2nd. Going to dive into more of those details then. Until then, see you all next time.